Today on BladeHQ.com, we're going to do a quick overview of the Tops Knives Mojo X2. Very cool, designed by Leo Espinosa, who is a manager at Tops, also a custom knife maker and designer. So he's designed several different knives at Tops, and this one's pretty cool. Nice little neck knife. We're going to be taking a look at it in comparison to the CRKT Ritter, as well as the Boker Plus CLB little neck knife here, as well as the Ontario Little Bird. So kind of give you an idea of different neck knives that are out there, but we're going to spend most of our time on this Tops Knives Mojo X2. So let's go over the specs on it, and then we will get into some comparisons. The overall length on this knife is 4 3/4 inches. Nice skeleton construction there, a little bit of jimping on the spine. I like the way it fits in my hand personally. I mean, it's kind of an interesting design because you can see there's kind of that curve in that blade. And so when you're holding it, when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that's really going to be pointing up in that fashion rather than straight. But once you get it in your hand, I don't know, it doesn't seem like so much of an issue to me personally. You can see it comes with that lanyard, as well as these beads are glow in the dark. I don't know how long they'll glow in the dark, but I did just test them out in the palm of my hand, and they are pretty sweet little glow in the darks. The blade length is at 2 inches exactly, and it's made from 1095 high carbon steel. It's got a Rockwell hardness of 56 to 58. Let's talk about blade thickness while we're here. Get out my little calipers going on. And blade thickness, 0.132 of an inch. Measuring from the spine, and right there on the other edge is 0.073. Sorry, that's hard to get in frame. There it is. 7.5 right in there. So, and the weight on it, 1.4 ounces, so under 2 ounces by a long shot. It comes with this Kydex sheath, and it fits in there very nicely. You can't tighten that Kydex sheath, but I don't think you'd need to. Comes nice like that. It's got this nice spring clip on it, and you can remove that if you don't want to roll with it. It also comes with the ball chain, so if you want to roll with it around your neck, you can as well. So you could throw that behind on your belt, wherever, on your back, clip it there just as kind of a last ditch tool, that sort of thing. But I do like that Kydex. They do a good job with their Kydex sheaths. You could just roll with that ball chain right there. Just whip it right out if you needed to. Made in the USA, that's one nice thing about Tops. Made in Idaho Falls, not far from Blade HQ, where I'm sitting currently. Maybe we'll do a shop tour one day. We'll have to see. Let me show you the thickness on the handle as well while we're talking about it. Thickness on the handle is 0.13 of an inch. And I'll bet if you were industrious, you could throw some 550 cord on there and really get that. Just give you a little more in the hand. Let me show you that. It's nice that they've got those beads on there, but really this is a small knife. It doesn't have a lot of real estate to latch onto with your hand. So I might be prone to throw some 550 cord on there and have a little bit more girth to it. So that jimping is aggressive. My finger is not going anywhere on that thumb right there. And there's that grip for you. So those beads there are nice because it kind of extends the grip a little bit. Gives you a little bit more real estate to work with. What else do you want to know on this? I think we hit most of the high points. Let me show you in comparison to a tactical clothespin right there. And as well, let me show you it in my hand with a glove on. So if you are out in the wilderness working with this, and that feels a lot better. I mean, that edge isn't really beveled at all. And so having that glove on kind of takes away some of the bite. And probably most of the hot spots as well when you've got that glove on. As far as hot spots go, I mean, like I said, that edge isn't beveled, and so you are probably going to develop some hot spots in your hand. So, yeah, very interesting blade shape. I love the curves. I like all the curves on here. Must be a dude. All right, so Kydex sheath with it. Now, in comparison, 1095 high carbon steel, this runs for $39.95, $40. So In comparison, let's take a look at the Ontario Little Bird. I mean, a lot of the same specs on it. Comes with a Kydex sheath. This one actually comes wrapped in the handle, so if you're not prone to wrapping your own. The blade length on this one is 1 3/4 versus 1 inch. So I would put them about in the same class, kind of the same blade shape as well. Thickness, I'm not going to measure every little detail here. But I think this is skeleton construction as well. I'm just looking at it. Yeah, it is. But overall length on this one is 4.1 inches versus 4 3/4 on the Mojo. And this one, I'm trying to remember the steel on it, 1095 steel as well. And it runs in the $40 range. So, I mean, if you're looking for certain specs on each of them, I mean, this one's got just a little bit of jimping there. Yeah, 2 different companies, 2 different knives, but very, very similar knives. That's one thing that I've noticed in the knife community is you get a lot of, I don't want to say repeats, they're not repeats by any means, but you see a lot of the same features, a lot of the same design happening in a lot of places. And I think part of that is because it works. So I guess when you see a design multiple times or elements of a design multiple times, it means it's a good knife, right? Good design. So let me show you this one. This is a Boker Plus CLB Edit. I believe that's the whole name on it. And Chinese made on this one. Ontario is, I believe, USA made. I'm looking to see. I'm suspecting for the price, probably USA made. Boker Plus, made in China, Taiwan, I believe. Whoa, and there goes the Kydex sheath. So that one had a Kydex sheath as well, with a nice little thumb ramp to get it out of there. Show you a size comparison. This is a $33 knife. Overall length is 5.6, so a little bit longer, little bit. This one feels bigger in my hand. Nice little jimping there. This one, however, has 440C steel. So different steel, made in China. There it is, by Boker. I do enjoy that lanyard and that knot there. Very cool. What else on this one? I don't see the weight. My apologies, man. I'm cruising today, though. The weight on this other one, this Ontario, was 3.2, so significantly more heavy. 3.2 ounces versus 1.4 ounces. So, and I can feel that. I mean, that is a marked difference between those two. And I don't have the weight in front of me on this Boker. Excuse me, let me switch that. So, just showing you different varieties and knives that you can that you might be interested in. We did a survey a few months back, and that was one thing that a lot of people mentioned is they wanted to see more comparisons. So it takes me a lot longer to figure out which ones I want to compare it to, but I think in the long run it works better. So this is the CRKT Ritter, designed by Doug Ritter, who is also the founder. I think he's the founder, but he's the current manager, president of Knife Rights. So if you've never heard of that organization, go look it up. They are a great organization. And he also designs knives. So this is the MK5 RSK Ritter Survival Knife MK5, and overall length on this one is 3.8, so significantly shorter on the length. But the blade length is 1 3/4, so just under that 2-inch mark. So you can see just different variety. And this one actually fits in an Altoids tin. So, and it comes with one as well. So if you were looking for that, fits right in there, just like that. So this one, on the other hand, I'm not sure if this CRKT tin is the same size as an Altoid tin, is not going to fit in there. So just things to think about when you're selecting a knife. What are you going to be using it for? What do you need it to do? That sort of thing. This is going to be great for cleaning fish, skinning, getting up in there. 1095 high carbon steel, meaning it's going to be easy to resharpen. It might have some rust issues, as 1095 tends to do, but you kind of know now what it is going into it, and a pretty cool knife if this is what you're looking for. If it's not, I've shown you some other options. I'll include links in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. And by the way, the place to buy this knife is bladehq.com. If you're on the website, buy it now.